Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey. Trying to get comfortable. Is it a good spot? How y'all doing? How is everybody doing? Get in here. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Y'all get in here, please. I'm trying to get comfortable. Y'all, the notes were a nightmare today. And I'm going to tell you why. It was a lot said. A lot was said. We had on RHOA tonight, y'all, we had dueling liars. That is not something we get often. We do not often get dueling liars, but we did. We had Angela Oakley versus Shamea Morton Wangi. And they were both going for the gotcha moment. They were both going for the, I got something that makes it look like I'm telling the absolute truth and this person is telling the absolute lie. Honey, this one was something. This was one for the books. This one was one for the books. I even liked the way the episode ended, even though I knew it was a bunch of malarkey, you know. I did. I knew it was a bunch of malarkey, but I did like the way it ended. And I'm going to tell y'all straight up, we got like 9-10 pages of notes because we had to be very detailed because the dueling liars, Angela and Shamea, like they were really going neck and neck tonight. They was going neck and neck tonight. So we had to get into all of that. It was a lot of back and forth. A lot of things went on. And it's interesting. I can't wait to hear what y'all think about what's happening. So, of course, you know, we got our regular live stream going. And, of course, hey, Veronica Johnson, she popped in on our vertical. So listen, we're going to get into them notes. I definitely cannot wait to hear what y'all think about these women and the things that were said. Honey, these women can lie. They can lie. And not only are we going to talk about what was said, we're going to talk about those strategic moments when Porsha and Phaedra got real quiet. Y'all saw that? We're going to talk about it. So listen, y'all come on in, get comfortable real quick on the housekeeping. Make sure you hit your like button. Put your like number in the chat. Make sure that you like the video. Make sure that you use your engagement button on your bottom right-hand side. It's your circle with the heart emoji. Send up your bubbles. Y'all know I'm sensitive and I love the engagement. So please do that for me. Of course, if you're over here in the vertical, this is temporary just to make sure we don't lose anybody. And then when we end this live, you hit the icon for the channel. It'll bring you right over to our regular live stream where everybody else is hanging out so we can all just get together like one big old family. Make sure if y'all do feel the urge or the uncontrollable urge to curse in my chat, please make sure that you misspell your cuss words. That's all I ask. No bickering, arguing, or disrespecting anybody of any kind in my chat is ever tolerated. So please don't you ever try it. Don't do it. Make sure that you are aware that your favorite may not be somebody else's and vice versa. Also, y'all, as a disclaimer, be aware that your hosts don't like any of these ladies. So make sure, okay, make sure that you ain't too sensitive because everybody got a right to like who they like and dislike who they don't. Be aware that your host doesn't like any of them, okay? So I'm going to keep it straight. We're going to call it down the middle. We're going to get into the gossip and see if we can have us a good old time. Now, let me thank you, Aurora. I actually combed my hair today. Yeah, y'all clap for me because y'all know I don't do that often. Let me greet who is here so we can get on into this mess. I'm sorry it took so long, but like I said, y'all know how I am when we're doing a live stream, especially on Housewives, and there's a lot of bickering. I take my time, and sometimes I run those conversations back 5, 6, 7, no matter how many times, as many times as I need to make sure that we get the story straight. 331 Liam, hi. So let me greet who's here. We got Makeup Addict in the house. Hey sis, how are you? Make sure you hit the like button. Yep, you first. All right. Magaline Lamar hit the button the same time as you, and so did Queen of Hearts KS. I'm so happy to see you. Miss Thelma is here. Hey, Miss Thelma, how you doing? 66 Seattle. Hey, boo. You know this the vertical, so when we switch over to the regular one, we want to make sure you come on over with us too, okay? All right. Teresa. Hey, Teresa, girl. You got my favorite cousin's name. So you know I love you. Thank you for being like number 5. We got Bianca the Beautiful, our head archangel, in the chat. Ooh, let me tell y'all some of Bianca's business. Thank you so much, Is that Kaisley? Thank you, Kaisley. Let me tell y'all Bianca business. Baby, she posted a picture on the tickety top. Our sister so bad. Our sister is so righteous, honey. Y'all ain't seen bad. Bianca is gorgeous. See her pictures here. She be doing her thing. See, I already know she bad, but y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. So y'all should probably go follow her on TikTok. But you know, if you don't mind, Bianca, make sure you tell them what your TikTok is so they can follow you, girl. But listen, let me tell you. Hmm. Hmm. When I say baby sister is gorgeous, she is gorgeous. Posted a picture, honey, knocking the people, had them slain in the spirit, had them laid out in the aisles, child. Happy birthday, Aurora. All right, Divine is here. Thank you for being number 11. Sean, living life, you number 2. Thank you for hitting that like button. All right, all right. You ain't see the episode. It was a bunch of mess, honey, but I kept it straight. I kept it straight. Aries Diva, thank you for being number 12. The Lauren Brown is in here. She's number 11. Miss Weedy Pooh is 13. I thank you. Auntie Eva, I appreciate you being number 8. Your birthday is tomorrow, Liam. Well, happy early birthday. Thank you for being number 8, Auntie Eva. Priscilla Clemens, our sister's number 12, and I thank you. Miss Nisi is 14. Thank you, thank you. D Crazy, D Amazing DS is number 16. My sweet, hey boo, how you doing? Make sure you hit the like button. Adrian Marie, hey girl, thank you for being 18. My girl Kat is number 17. Happy Sunday. Pink Pilates Princess, y'all, is Edgar's daughter. She's number 21. Hey girl, how you doing? Outside the box, how you doing, boo? Thank you for being number 21. All right, DV. Hey sis, how you doing? Good to see you. Make sure you hit the like button for me. Actual Treasure, hello beauty. How are you? Happy Sunday to you. It's so good to see you. This child is so gorgeous. I can't hardly stand it. This girl is beautiful. Do y'all see her? Lily Young, my good sis, Dr. Lily Young. All right. Oh, it's not your birthday? Well, that's okay, dear. Well, we glad you're here. Hey, Shamika. Hey, boo. You know this is the vertical. Well, I'm getting ready to end the vertical in a minute. When it ends, hit the icon for the channel. It's going to show you that I'm still live. Tap it, and it'll bring you over to the live stream so you can hang out with everybody else, okay? Get ready, get ready. Dr. Lily Young is here. My sis is number 23. Black Smile. Hello, love. Thank you for being 24. Lyrics Mom is in the house. How you doing, lovely? Thank you for being 24 as well. DV is 22. My girl Yvette, all the way from Birmingham, UK. Our Birmingham beauty is in the house. She is here. Hit the like button. Delicia Desmuke, how you doing? All right. Oh, we got a weirdo that doesn't like women. I'm so sorry that you don't like women. Let me go ahead and block you. I don't want you to be disturbed by women. Hey, one who cares, how you doing? Aurora, I don't really wear makeup, baby. All I have is eyelashes, and that's just because I can't grow them, so I put them on. I don't wear makeup like that. Every now and a blue moon, but I don't do makeup. Delicia is here. Kimberly Day is 32. Brooklyn Queen for you is in the house. Y'all get comfortable. Thank you for being 26. Michelle Montague is here. Hey, girl. Happy Sunday. What's up, Vicky Black? Y'all, listen. Get ready. Let me know what y'all felt about this episode because we about to get into these notes. We're going to get into them. J. Rochelle, thank you for being 43. Carrie Clark is 44. Hey, Linnell Seiler, thank you so much for being number 42, Yvette. I appreciate you. Vicky Black, thanks for being 29. Cent 58. How you doing, sis? Thank you for being 46. Grace is actually 51. She had grabbed the wrong one. Diva Toot is 51 as well. I'm her beauty. You are her. Another one of our loveliest young ladies. I'm so glad that you made it. Happy Sunday. Political junkie. My girl Sharon is 36. Nika J. What's up, Nika J? Hey, boo. VJ is here. Thank you for being 54. Our lovely Symmetry is 79. Listen, y'all get comfortable because we got to get all into this. It's a lot went on tonight. Latrice, hey, thank you for being 57. You're not feeling good? I hope you feel better. What's going on, Richard? Richard is 57. Mm-hmm. Grace, all of them be lying, girl. We caught Angela lying last year, and the rest of them been lying the whole time. All of them, they get on my nerves, girl. Hey, Nap Queen, New Orleans, thank you for being 59. Jenny Patterson is 60. Listen, I need y'all to stay on top of my likes for me. Y'all work with my moderators. You treat me right. I can't be stopping to beg for likes, so y'all treat me right, okay? Slow Glow, how you doing? Thank you for being 62. Anna 68. AP, what's up? Thank you for being here. Hit the like button. Venus Lacey, hey boo, make sure you hit the likes. Thank you, thank you. Miss Thelma says she number 4. All right, Angela is a liar, but Shamea is too, and she got caught in her lie too. Yeah, they all got caught in their lies this evening. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh yes. Cent 58 say that her Taurus sisters are so embarrassing. Shamea, Angela, and Drew. Yes, they are, and they are all the same person in different fonts, and we're gonna get into it tonight. Mm-hmm. Lord, one who cares says fanning flies and telling lies. Mm-hmm. Dr. Lily Young said, I used to really like Angela, but lately, no. But Lily, you remember, y'all give me my credit. Last year, didn't I tell y'all I didn't like Angela? I told y'all last year. I'm always vindicated. I am always vindicated. I told y'all I didn't like Angela. I warned you. I warned you, didn't I? I told you. Mm-hmm. Yep. Peanut is here, y'all. Peanut is number 81. Oh, baby, don't worry, Grace. I got notes. I got almost 10 pages of notes. I'm going to tell you exactly what lie she got caught in. Because I don't save nobody. I don't like none of them. Oh, please don't think I'm joking. I don't like any of these women. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly why. Yep, Lily, I told y'all. I didn't like her. Mm-hmm. Jay Rochelle say Angela's truth was laid out tonight, pure hatred and jealousy. Yeah, I didn't see that. That ain't what I saw at all. I saw Angela being grudgeful and vindictive and malicious. Mm-hmm. That's what I saw her doing, but I ain't see no envy and hatred. I saw maliciousness and grudgeful-heartedness and vindictiveness. That's what I saw. Kelli need a whole lot, including to pay her employees so they don't have to sue her for theft of wages. That's what Kelli needs. Mm-hmm. Hey, Miss Lovely T, thank you for being 83. My girl Tracy Lashley in here, thank you for being 82. So don't worry, I'm going to get on into it. I ain't see no envy, not a stitch, not a cotton picking stitch. I don't know why y'all keep thinking somebody envious of Shamea. And I don't think a soul is envious of Shamea, including Shamea. So listen, those of y'all in the vertical, if I'm looking at you here, I am about to end this live. And then, y'all just tap the circle for the channel. It's going to tell you I'm still live because I am. It'll bring you right on over, okay? So I'm going to end it, and y'all come on in. Those of you, if you are here, don't go nowhere because you're in the right place. Let me end this vertical, and let's get into these cotton picking notes. So listen. Listen. One thing I'm going to tell y'all up front before I even begin with these notes, because I don't want nobody to get their hopes up. I mean, not a soul either. I don't want anybody in here tonight to get their hopes up and think that I have something good to say about either one of the dueling liars this evening. I have nothing for the dueling liars of the evening. And by the dueling liars, I mean Angela Oakley and Shamea Morton, Mwangi. Them hookers was in there having a shootout like that, like the gunfight at the OK Corral. They was up here clashing lie for lie. They was coming in lie for lie. They was coming in hot. They was coming in hot. And both of them exposed themselves. Grace say when Pinky said Shamea got the part, Angela's face was very envious. I think she's child. That wasn't no envy. That's Angela sitting over there seething because she wanted to attack Shamea. And she don't want Shamea to be happy. She don't want nobody celebrating Shamea because she don't like Shamea. Hey, Lulu's little girl. My sister's number 87. She said Angela has to be stopped. Honey, stop Angela and Shamea. It's both of them. It's both of them. They both look stupid. Now, I know a lot of people fell for Shamea's bullcrap last year. And some of them falling for it this year because, a lot of the bloggers and commentators have been paid to spin a narrative. that people are somehow jealous of Shamea instead of just telling the truth. Shamea's full of crap. She lies a lot. She pushes narrative. She does a lot of very nasty things. She throws rocks and hides her hands, and that's just the truth. Now, several things can be true at the same time. Several things can be true at the same time. Now, was Angela being malicious and being very, very nasty? Yeah, she was. But it wasn't no jealousy. It was, you said stuff that I don't like. You did stuff that I don't like. You made comments to my child. And so now I'm going to throw every dagger, every rock, every piece of rock salt, every sticker bush, and everything else at you. And see, Angela likes to do stuff like that and then pretend like she's not on the offensive. See, this is why I say you got dueling liars, because there's more than one way to tell a lie. It's more than one way to tell a lie. And people don't like to acknowledge that, because some of the people who don't like to acknowledge that are the same type of folks. They like to tell lies of omission and lies of with narratives and lies of implication. They'll make an implication, but they won't flat out say something. So they got room to back out and say, well, I didn't say that. See, this is, these are the same people. Drew, Angela, and Shamea are the same person in different fonts. See, when I try to tell y'all things, nobody listens to me. Last season, I told y'all about Angela Oakley. Oh, I did. And there were people who were so mad at me. Oh, Nitra, why you say that? Oh, they love Angela. Angela's that girl. Oh, I love Angela. Oh, Angela is that girl. Angela be reading the people. Oh, Angela. Oh, Angela, Angela, Angela. But I told y'all last season, Shamea ain't defending herself. Shamea's a nasty, disgusting person, just like the rest of these hookers. And I told y'all about Shamea last year, and a whole lot of people I will say about 2 or 3 episodes closer to the end, people started to see Shamea. But I told y'all from episode 2 last season, Shamea was full of crap. I told y'all, nobody listens to me, but I'm going to keep telling it like it is, because I'm always vindicated later. Lily says she thinks she's jealous of what? I don't think Shamea is jealous of Angela, and I don't think Angela is jealous of Shamea. I ain't trying to be funny, but y'all got to get out this mindset that if Black women dislike each other, somebody got to be jealous. Y'all got to stop that. That's too simplistic. It's too shallow. People dislike each other for a bevy of reasons, a whole host of reasons, and it has nothing to do with jealousy. Black women are more complex than that. What are we, house cats? There's a million reasons why you can dislike somebody, and it don't have nothing to do with jealousy. It don't matter what they have, what they don't have. It don't matter how they look, how they don't look. It don't matter where they live, where they go to school. It don't matter if they can have children or can't, whether she can cook or not. Women in general, Black women specifically, are far more complex than somebody being jealous of somebody. I want y'all to dig a little bit deeper around here. Antoinette, thank you for being number 95. Enzo, hey boo, how you doing? Anna say she's definitely not a good one. Really crazy. Oh yes, they're the same person. Both of them throw rocks and hide their hands. Don't worry, I got the notes. The notes speak for themselves. The note speaks for themselves. I'm her say I don't like Angela spinning these stories. Shamea is out. I don't. Angela spin. You don't think she's spinning stories, or you don't like her spinning the stories? You got to give me what word now. I think one of your words got dropped. Shamea is out in those Atlanta streets. I don't know whether she is or not. Y'all know me. I don't try to clock nobody else's privates. I'm not in charge of nobody's genitals. Auntie Eva say Angela was shown to be a liar last season. She was. Yes, she was. And y'all know I did whole videos breaking down audio evidence and text message and email evidence of her lies. Hey, Belize and JB, how you doing, boo? Make sure you hit the like button for me. I don't know if she's a good neighbor or not. I don't live by her. Thank you for being 98. Say anyone who got their nose like Michael Jackson, I can't trust. Well, that means you can't trust Janet, Latoya, Michael, hell, the daddy either. You can't trust nobody. I ain't got nothing to do with that lady nose. That's her nose. Mine ain't the best either, child. I ain't touching it. Say maybe not George, but where the receipts for the others? I don't know. You asking me? Them rumors about Shamea being out there, according to Shamea herself, Shamea said rumors of her infidelity have been out since Britt Edie's cat was a kitten. Her words, not mine. So if the rumors about her having a friendly coochie has been rolling in the streets of Atlanta that deep, shout out to Adele, rolling in the deep. How we gonna know when it started? Who started it? When if it was true to it or not? I don't know. I didn't start them rumors about that lady. Yep, all of them mean spirit. They're mean spirited, nasty, and hateful. Them some hateful women. Yeah, it ain't no jealousy. It ain't no jealousy. Yeah, I'm sick of that too. I'm gonna be honest with you, Veronica. That ain't no shade or no, to nobody. Or y'all know I don't take jabs at nobody. I'm just being real. Everybody's not jealous. Like, it's just Black women, give yourselves more credit than that. Give yourselves more credit than that. I know the world has spun a certain narrative about Black women, but it's just not true. We just end up not liking each other sometimes. And you know what else? It's okay not to like everybody. You're not gonna like everybody. Some of the stuff you do because you don't like the person, now that's problematic. Adrian Marie said bloggers being paid to spin a narrative about Shamea were probably hoping this episode vindicated her. Wrong. That's what they was hoping, and it did not. Not for me, because I pay attention. Yep. I mean, I've heard the stories, and I'm not even there. So, and I don't mean just this year. Them stories been out. They've been out. And she admitted herself that the rumors were in the streets of Atlanta. So that's why I'm not playing the word games either of, did Angela make up the rumors? No, we ain't gonna do that. I don't like Angela, but I ain't gonna do that. I'm tired of the line too, DV. They've made me very, very tired. I'm getting you some of y'all comments because I do want to know what y'all think before I get straight to the notes, because y'all know the nitty and the gritty is here. Antoinette say, then I can't understand Angela's anger if it's an old rumor. She's not. Why would she be angry about the rumors on Shamea? She ain't angry about that. She's angry because she don't like some stuff that Shamea has said and done. And so now she's being vindictive. That's the word, vindictive. Let's all use our vocabulary. This is not jealousy. This is vindictiveness. Now, I know some people may identify with Angela and they may feel like she's justified for being vindictive. Some of us do not think that that's the proper way to handle, not liking what someone has said or done. All of us are not vindictive, so we don't think that's cool. But that's what she's being, is vindictive, not jealous. And I challenge all of you, when you hear people saying those types of things about Black women, unless the shoe fits, call it out and put a stop to it, because what are we doing? Like, really, don't let people put those kind of things out about Black women. It's not cute. Wicked 5488. Thank you for you and Richard watching my likes, because it's getting out of control. Where is Richard? Richard, I'm about to put a wrench on you so you can help Bianca and Peanut watch the chat, because I need to make sure my likes are right. I don't want to stop to do no Turkish lesson because we got too many notes. Brandon Martin, with my first supporter the whole night, say, hey, Nitra, happy Sunday. Royal family, did I really join the porch hearing about Britt Edie's kitten? LOL, how many pages of notes? 9.5. Almost 10 pages. Almost 10 pages. Thank you so much for the super chat, boo. Thank you so much. Y'all hit the like button. I need y'all to treat me right. Please don't make me stop to beg for likes, because we got things to do. Make sure my bubbles is popping, and we're going to get into this thing, okay? So, look. This is what we up against, y'all. So we start this episode with these ladies arriving in Scotland. They've gotten on the plane. They've flown across the pond. They are now in Scotland, okay? When they get there, they three to a car. You got Cynthia, Phaedra, and Porsha in a car, which no shock there. Y'all heading to the venue. Of course, all the old school girls going to get together, come up with a plot and a plan on how they think that this trip should go, or how they think they're going to manage the rooms or whatever. Like, I already know what time it is. They made it look like it was really benign. But of course, y'all in there plotting up, okay, this is how we gonna keep it straight, this whatever. That's what I believe. I can't prove it. I'm not gonna play like Angela and just come up with my own narrative and push it like I know it's the truth. But that's what I believe that it was gonna happen. So I was not shocked to see those three in the car together. Nextly, we had Shamea, Kelli, and K Michelle. No shock there. And then last and possibly least, Angela, Drew, and Pinky, because I know that car had to be a snooze fest. Toria, thank you for being 110. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Listen, that means there are 55 people in my house that have refused to hit the like button. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. I need y'all to hit the like button, okay? Because I'm working for y'all. Okay. So anyway, they're all talking about, what they're thinking and, what they expect and what they hope is going to happen. You got Pinky talking about a new win for the group. And I'm like, girl, do you mean a second win? What is a new win? That sounds suspiciously like flatulence. But anyway, then she went on to say that the group needed friend bankruptcy. I'm tired of Pinky and her bankruptcy talk. It's not funny. It's not witty. I was just like, it literally made me want to turn the entire episode off and just like go to bed. I don't want to hear Pinky say the word bankruptcy ever again in jest and joke, sarcasm, facetiousness, anything in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Get away from there. Y'all, I'm babysitting cats and they bad as hell. Texas Passion, thank you for being number 118. Thank you, thank you. So anyway, they get to this big old house. Now they said it's a house. To me, it darn near looked like a castle, like a mansion. House was pushing it. Like that's a humongous abode. Like it's massive, right? See, Pink Pilates Princess says she trying to put that broke spirit on all of us. Right. I don't want that. We rebuke the spirit of brokenness and bankruptcy in Jesus' name. We don't want nothing to do with that. You are welcome. Thank you, Richard, for looking out and watching my likes. I appreciate you. So we find out it's a 10-bed, 10-bath. I mean, really, really nice, place for these ladies to stay, nice accommodations. The little fella Torgy from TikTok, one of the Black Scots. I don't know, some of y'all may be aware, it was a whole little viral moment some months back, like I think during the summertime, possibly, where the Black Brits were being nasty. Of course, the Black Americans ran into Black Scottish people on TikTok, and they were really excited to the young people to see each other. And you had a lot of the young Black Americans was like, oh my gosh, it's Black Scottish people we didn't know. And so they were really excited about, exchanging cultural information. Like, what y'all do, what y'all eat, what y'all, where you go. Y'all look good. You look nice. It was a really nice moment or whatever. It did get soured by some of the very unpleasant, xenophobic, very anti-Black British immigrant people who were some of them were really nasty, but it was, anyway, I digress. It was a whole moment. So one of the guys that got really popular during that moment on social media, he ended up being their host, I guess, when to meet them at the home. I don't know if he's going to show up in any other episodes, but he did show up there. It's always interesting to see folks with dark skin with British or Irish or Scottish accents. And I think it's novel. I think it's very novel. But yeah, very interesting. So he was there. The ladies were oohing and ahhing because they said he's a nice looking man. Notice I said they said he's a nice looking man. He looks clean and well appointed. That's the best I can give you. Ain't my cup of tea, but I know some of the ladies did enjoy looking at Torgy. Rochelle, thank you for being 121. All right. Political Junkie said one of Scottish man favors Sterling K. Brown. Well, Phaedra Parks did say he was Sterling K. Brown dipped in chocolate, which was confusing to me because Sterling K. Brown is a chocolate complected man. So I'm like, is he double chocolate? Like, is it because he's African? Is that why we're saying he was dipped in additional chocolate? I don't know. But y'all know me. If y'all like it, I love it. Y'all like the men, honey. If y'all say they look good, I'm gonna take your word for it. My sweet, thank you for being like number 123. So they oohed and awed and whatnot. Kelli made her comments about following the man home because he had on Nikes. It was very interesting to watch. K. Michelle called him an African American. They had to remind her the man is in Scotland, so he may be an African immigrant, but that doesn't make him African American. And when production pointed this out to K. Michelle, who, by the way, was being very snobbish when it came to Drew Sidora about her not being educated, when she was called on the fact that you just called this man who's clearly not American, African American, she said, "Oh, we all the same anyway." And I found that to be very unpleasant. I was very disappointed in K. Michelle for that. I thought it was very rude. I didn't think that was nice, and it didn't make her look intelligent either. Adrienne Marie, yeah, double fudge. Maybe that's what they meant. Maybe that's what Phaedra meant by Sterling K. Brown dipped in chocolate, because I'm like, he already has a chocolate complexion. So, maybe because he's African and not Black American, he's double fudge. I'm with it. I'm with it. You can't beat fudge. I guess the more fudge, the better. Follow him home and steal his shirts. Please, Lord, don't follow that man home or steal his shirts. Adrienne Marie said we're not all the same, that Japanese are not the same as Chinese. They're not. And Kate Michelle doing that was ignorance at its highest. It was very ignorant. It was a very erasing type statement. It's not cool to erase people. We shouldn't let people do it to us, and we should never do that to other people. I didn't think that was nice. Veronica Johnson said, I lived in England for 12 years. My kids had British accents. When I brought them home to Georgia for vacation, people went wild. It's cute. Very novel. Toria says, doesn't sound like genius K. Michelle implied she was. Yeah, it doesn't sound like the genius she implied she was. Yeah. Interesting. Sis on the phone has slid into the chat. She's in the skybox watching. So yeah, her doing that kind of, I don't know, made me feel bad. I wish she hadn't done that. Hey, Lee. I always want to mess up your name. Lee, it's been a long time. Yeah, that wasn't nice. I didn't like that K. Michelle did that. That didn't feel nice. It wasn't nice to watch. It just wasn't. Scottish is not the same. She is like the people on TikTok. Yeah, it was just bad. It was really bad. I felt bad that she did that. Not nice. I think that could have been a really cool moment. But her ignorance did kind of mess it up. I'm gonna just be honest. Then we had Shamea talking about, oh, I know what's under there, and just saying a lot of weird stuff. And I know exactly what's under there, and I follow him on TikTok, and I didn't know there were Black people in Scotland. I do remember people saying that when the whole Black British, Black Americans, linked up on social media. I did see a lot of people kind of echo those sentiments. So I thought that was cute. She then went on to say that these women were going to be flirting with him, but you talking about, what's going on up underneath all of his, I don't know. It was a lot. That's all I'm gonna say. It was a lot. It was too much for me. Too much for me. And DS has already started. Y'all watch DS. DS, you in charge of the reflection corner, and we're going to let you go ahead and go in there and make sure everything's okay. All right. Because she said some of K. Michelle's intelligence also leaked out. Thank you, DS. So yeah, moving on past that. The ladies went into, looks like the dining area, or maybe, I don't know, it looks like a dining area, while Porsha and Phaedra went to go and tour the house with Torgy, so they could take a look at the rooms, assign everybody rooms. I do like that they assigned the rooms and didn't play any dumb games and have people arguing over rooms. I thought that was cool. Irisha Adams, thank you for being 131. So, they did that. They looked at the rooms. It looks like all of the rooms were nice. Torgy did tell them that he was saving the best rooms for last. And the first room they looked in was extremely, extremely nice. Looks like, I think at least one of the rooms shared a bathroom, but even at that, the rooms look really super nice in the accommodations. The other ladies at the table were trying to pick Cynthia to see if she had any clues or if she would give them any clues as to what the plans were for their trip. Just regular run of the mill stuff. Hey, Belicious, go to that reflection corner with DS and help her arrange the chairs. You too. You go with her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because y'all wild tonight. I see exactly where this is headed. So yeah, anyway, Pinky announces to the table that Shamea's gonna get the part in her low budget movie. And yeah, I said it. They're all clapping, oohing and on. Hey, Shakuru. And Angela still had the sour look because she's still pissy. She's still pissy. She still don't like Shamea. So she didn't want to hear nothing good about Shamea at that moment. Then we get Angela saying, well, I think we should all do a cameo. Now, what was interested in this moment, we got Pinky Cole, mouth almighty, tongue everlasting, in the confessional having a whole lot to say. Oh, casting is closed. You can go stream it on whatever platform you're going to stream it on, but we got everybody we need. But in person at the table, she's like, oh, yeah. She's laughing and grinning and being phony. So I'm just like, this is why I don't like any of these women. Don't like any of them. So anyway, we get past that. And then Kelli tells the ladies that Phaedra's helping her with her legal issues because she wants to film with her daughters. And of course, that ex-husband ain't gonna let her film with them children. That man is mean as hell. And I feel like he feels the way he feels for his own reasons. I don't really know how to take that because we did catch Kelli telling some stuff that ain't true. And y'all know how I feel. If a man talking, he liable to be lying anyway. So I didn't take no sides. But anyway, bottom line, he's not being agreeable. He doesn't want to do anything that's going to make Kelli's life easy. He's being very, very difficult. So she tells them that Phaedra's helping her with her legal issues with that. Andre Shannon, did you hit that like button for me? Andre says, Angela Oakley, you doing too much damage control, leave affairs out of Housewives of Atlanta, Shamea. You innocent children, all off limits. Yeah, I don't feel that way. But yeah, Shamea's not innocent either. Now you know Shamea sponsored that film. More than likely. But listen to this whole thing, right? So she's gonna help her do that. Angela's sitting back cackling in the confessional because she's being sued here and there, which is true. And she's like, she's getting free legal fees, and she's like, I would have made a speech too, and all that good stuff. But when it comes to the affairs things, affairs have always been a part of the conversation on Housewives. People have been accused of affairs and canoodling around since Housewives began. So we're going to get into that. Y'all put a pin in that, okay? Sean says Kelli needs to film in that restaurant talking about why she Apple paying employees. That is a very good thing to be filming. Thank you so much, Nika. So anyway, we get past that. She lets them know that she's staying in Shamea's house, Shamea's townhouse. She's letting her stay there, and she's appreciative of the help. Cynthia offers support to her, if you need anything. Kelli then decides that she's going to take her turn being a victim. So she's like, oh, it's just hard to be vulnerable because you never know when people going to just soak up your info and throw it back in your face. And I'm thinking, like, the way you do to people, these women are a lot. These women are a lot. I don't know if Angela got lawsuits. I haven't heard about Angela having lawsuits. Not currently, J. Rochelle, to be honest with you. I haven't heard that. If it is, one of y'all get it to me in the inbox. So then Angela said, well, if we playing victim, then I'm one too. So Angela Oakley jumps in and she's like, well, I don't agree with none of that because I feel like I get the least amount of support of everybody in the group. I am the least represented. And I'm like, represented in what? Like, is this the legislature? Like, represented how? But she did say that, and she said she don't have no support in the group and all of that. And Kelli said, well, I supported you at my Williams-Sonoma event last year. The guy did that to you and I threw him out. And Angela said you did, but then you went and told people you felt like, oh, it is in Atlanta. That's why I said, I don't know. One of y'all send it to me. I don't know if Angela being sued. Let me know. Give it to me. Help your girl out. But she said she threw the man out, and Angela said, well, you threw him out, but then you was telling people you felt like I set the whole thing up. But I had to pump the brakes. Y'all not finna play with me. I know, and I admit openly that while I do not have Alzheimer's, I could well have half the timers. I don't have all of them, but half the timers I got. But is it me? Is it me? Or do I not remember the same young man that came and said, if your name is Angela Oakley, your husband is cheating on you? Did Kelli not go to them people's table and have a toast with these people? Did she not go cheers and raise her glass with these people? But she sat here tonight and said she immediately threw that man out. Can I get a 5 if you remember it that way too? Did we jump timelines or something? I see a lot of that stuff on social media. Now, maybe I jumped into an alternate timeline where she did just throw him out and she did not go and toast with these people, but I could have swore that's what I saw. So it looked like Jay Rochelle and Belize and JB are from the same timeline that I'm on. Okay, so we all from the same timeline. That is what happened. Okay. I thought it was just me. I thought it was me because I'm like, how in the hell you gonna sit up here and tell us that you threw that man right out when we seen you raise the glass? Lauren Brown, you from a different timeline? Oh no, you from the same timeline too. Okay, she's never gonna skip a shot. Yeah, that's what she did. But she said her tail there tonight, all 3'2" of her, and said, I did support you. I threw that person out of my event immediately. You were out of your event immediately. Like, ho, you toasted the man. You toasted with the people at the table. You raised your glass and said cheers. So I'm sitting there like, whoa, we getting in murky water. This is when my pen started to heat up, y'all. My pen started to heat up. So we gets past that. And Angela was like, why would you say I had something to do with it? And so Cynthia was like, yo, what's the motive? Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? So then Shamea was like, well, in Nashville, you blew up by Charles and you came out by the pool and you was like, who effing Charles and the Charles. And so Angela said, no, I didn't. And Shamea was like, gonna ask Kelli, didn't she say that? You asking Kelli, didn't she say that? That don't make it true, because just last year, Kelli was over there saying amen for Britt Edie. So of course she's saying amen for you, girl. She lived in your house and you probably buying the groceries she eat. So that don't mean, that's how that went. I don't know, because the cameras were cut. We didn't see everything that got said by the pool. So, I don't take nobody's word when I know people be lying. Hey, Celine. Okay. So anywho, we get through that or whatever. Then Shamea say, well, 2 people came, you investigating me. 2 people came up to me on my job to ask me what's going on with you and Angela. You investigating me. And Porsha said it, but Lily, Porsha lies too. This is why I keep telling y'all, we dealing with a bunch of women that tell lies. You can't take nobody's word. We need evidence, or we need a story that seems more likely than not. Because all these women tell lies. I'm not finna cop to nothing by that pool that I didn't see. Now, if it's on tape, shoot it to me and I'm going to watch. I believe Shamea lied too. I'm going to just be honest with you, Belicious. Shamea told some lies, but we're going to get into it. Yeah. We're going to get into it. Don't worry. The notes are here. So she said, this is the first thing Shamea said, because we're going to hold it straight. We're going to hold her head steady. So she said 2 people came up to her job and was asking her what's going on with you and Angela, because Angela is trying to investigate her, is what she's saying. You trying to get information on me, and what you want to know about me so bad, Angela? What do you want to know about me so bad? Now, this is what she said, okay? Because we're going to go and put a pin in that, because we're going to go back to it when it started looking like, see, Cosmic Queen, that's why you my girl. She said one thing Angela did prove was that Shamea's a liar too. When she called Ashley, Angela never told Ashley anything. She didn't say Ashley said nothing. That's my whole point. They all be lying. So look, listen. Angela says that's a figment of your imagination, because she's like, ain't no 2 people came up to you and told you I asked nothing, because she apparently knew who she spoke to and what was said, right? So I'm sitting here, mind you, I want y'all to put this in your mind. Lies of omission And then you have lies of implication. She implies things and she will leave things out in order to get a lie across without blatantly telling the lie. Cosmic Queen, thank you for being 141. Yep, I told you Angela and Shamea is the same person. Angela, Shamea, Drew, same people. These the same people. You watching, it's like the Batman meme. You got 3 people in a Batman suit, all 3 pointing at each other. The thief is crying thief. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, then Shamea's in the confessional, quoting the 23rd Psalm and stumbling through it. And I'm thinking, next thing you know, you got Angela mentioning about the George dude. Because, you know, Shamea was still talking around who the person was. Angela got right to it and said, the guy you talking about is George and he's my neighbor. So she went straight to it because she knew exactly who she was talking about. She knew who she was talking about. So she said, George is my neighbor and it wasn't an investigation and everybody knows George. That's what she said. Yes, that is what that absolutely still makes you a liar. I don't like people like that either. But this is who Angela is. That is who Shamea is. That is who Drew Sidora is. That's who they're the same freaking person. The same freaking person. So listen, at that point, she went straight to it. So then Angela's in the confessional playing innocent. Again, just like Shamea, just like Drew. She done threw the rock. Now she hiding her hand. So Angela's sitting there. No, see, Porsha's a different type of liar. No, Porsha ain't the same type of liar. No, ma'am. See, if you to the untrained eye, you think you looking at the same type of liar. Porsha is the black mamba. I call her that because that's deadly. That liar right there, she like to, hold a grudge, pretend to be nice, and she bites people in the back, but her lies come very, very different. They don't come like Drew, Angela, and Shamea. It's a different brand of liar. George got free promo. Sure did. But she don't just throw them out. She's more strategic. And she blatantly says, she don't do the imply and the leave stuff out. She comes straight at you. That's why I call her the Black Mamba. You got different brands of liars here. See, Cynthia's a liar too, but it's a different type. I'm just saying. Bear in mind, I'm just an observer because I don't like none of them. But you got different types of liars in this show. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, then after that, she's like, I can't even, hey Gigi, now I can't even go to my HOA meetings because if I speak to my neighbor, it's going to be an investigation. And I'm sitting there looking at the screen like, Angela, you ain't slick. You ain't slick. Do I believe Angela's just sat down and said, okay, tell me everything you know about Shamea? No. But do I think that she was trying to strike up a conversation and pick to see what she could get them people to say about Shamea? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. See, this is why you got to be careful with the little slick liars. The Drew, Angelas, and the Shameas, them the slick liars. Them the ones that throw the rock, hide their hand. I ain't going to flat out say it, but I'm still going to say it. And if you believe it, then I'm going to roll with it. But if you don't, I'm going to backpedal and say, well, I never said that. They're the same people. So anyway, then Phaedra was like, well, child, everybody know George because he got them billboards all over town. Hey, Poetically in Motion, say he got the billboards all over town and Crash for Cash. So I'm like, dang. And then they put his picture up. He had a green beard. And I'm like, yeah, we seen this dude before, right? Okay, cool. So then Porsha asked Angela because apparently she either don't know him or couldn't recall him quick enough. So she was like, well, is he married? And so Angela was like, yeah, he married. To me, what I saw was Porsha wheels turning. She trying to put together, well, who the man? You know, what you trying to say type stuff. Shamea then starts barking at Porsha. So I'm like, what the hell Porsha got to do with this? So she was like, don't be over there. Ain't no need for y'all to be bucking y'all eyes. And so Porsha was like, what you looking at me for? I ain't got nothing to do with this. And I said, all right, Porsha, I'm with you for a little bit for the next 30 to 45 seconds. You know, it's play it by ear with that hooker. And so she was like, the hell you looking at me for? I ain't got nothing to do with this, which I'm not mad at that. And all that misdirected pressure from Shamea, it's like you being nasty with everybody because you want to fight with Porsha and Porsha won't give you time of day. And then when these people come shooting back at you, because Angela Oakley is just as nasty as you are, now she's shooting back at you, you want to be the victim. You not no victim. You not no victim. Nah, Gigi, she tried and made herself look stupid is what she did. That's what Drew did. Drew made herself look very, very stupid. And Drew better be careful before Porsha repossessed them wigs again. We saw what happened last year when Porsha took them wigs back. Drew nor her neck cannot stand the pressure of them wigs being snatched away. I need her to sit down. Don't be trying to stir no pots. Because we saw what happened when Porsha repossessed them wigs. After that, everything Drew put on her head looked like it came with a chin strap and a Surgeon General's warning. It was horrible. Drew need to sit down. Yeah, it's giving guilty Shamea. Something going on. Something is going on. So she up there, what y'all booking your eyes for? Porsha shut it down like, hey, man, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Leave me the hell alone. And apparently she listened because that was the end of that. Then you got Kelli. Kelly's going to ask Angela straight up, well, did you ask them people anything about Shamea? Angela said no. And she said, she claimed, this was she claimed, and I believe that Angela is lying, even though it may be technically true, like you didn't flat out ask the question, but I do believe Angela was picking, because Angela said, these are her words, and I quoted her, the pen is not in my hand. I was writing while she was talking. What she said was, even say it's a sad day when Drew had to put them trash can wigs back on. It was. But she had to dig them out like Oscar the Grouch. She gonna be digging again. Shamea shouldn't have said nothing to Angela's daughter. That probably triggered her. Yeah, it triggered her. But look, she said, no, what I did was, Angela claimed that what she did was ask if she would be offended if she said something about Shamea, because she was about to say something about Shamea. So she was about to say something nasty to try to get a conversation going, but she claimed, what, do you know her first, or what y'all relationship like, because she didn't want to say something nasty and that's really your friend or whatever, yada yada. Mind you, we know Angela Oakley don't care nothing about you being friends with somebody to say something nasty, because she knew that Shamea was pretending to be Porsha's friend last season and ain't stopped her from saying nothing nasty. She was doing that because she was picking to see if they was going to feed into it, say something, or give her something she could run with. That's what the hell is going on. So dig this. So after she says that, Shamea was like, well, why would they be offended? Why you that worried? Angela being messy, she picking, trying to hear dirt about you so she can drag you. What do you mean, why would they be offended? It's not that they're going to be offended. Angela playing the same game you playing. So around about that time, Angela was like, girl, don't do that because I hurt your feelings. So I'm like, hurt your feelings? Phaedra was like, well, go on, hurt her feelings right quick. And I was with Phaedra on that one because y'all dancing in a circle. Come on with the come on. Please don't take the scenic route. Just come down the turnpike. Give it to us. So here come Pinky, Stanky Cole, honey. Pinky jumps in. She was like, yeah, speak, say what's on your mind. Let's get this done. Bring it on out. So then Angela was like, well, did you F George? She just flat out asked her, did you screw George? And so Angela knew what she was doing. She was laying it on out. It's like, okay, this is what I'm finna accuse you of. And I'm going to just ask you flat out, did you F him? I said, oh, wow. Everybody got quiet. Cynthia was gagged. Everybody's face looked like it was frozen in place. Nobody could move for like maybe a good, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 seconds. Like it wasn't long, but it felt long. Everybody stuck. So then Angela was like, well, George said he had to pay you when he met you. And I'm like, whoa, he had to pay you when he met you. Where's she going with this, right? Well, come to find out, she said that the man claimed, oh, she was so fine, I had to give her the money. And Shamea said that this was for her breast cancer, the breast cancer event, and it was a donation. It wasn't just him giving her no money. Angela was like, well, who say stuff like that if it's just a donation? So she was painting it the best way she could have. Right, Shamea definitely should have left husbands out of it. See, Shamea's in this spot right here because she thought she could take shots at somebody's marriage and couldn't nobody take a shot at her. Meanwhile, I'm going to be honest, Angela legit still ain't went at your husband. Angela coming at you and your coochie hard too, real hard. So anywho, Then Shamea sitting there like, can y'all just agree? She just called me a whore. And I'm sitting there like, and what you want us to do? The cast or the audience, production, camera crew, executives, what you want us to do? It was just real funny to see her act like you just so injured, you so hurt. We done sat on this show. I want in the chat, y'all list everybody that has been called a hoe on RHOA. I start you off. Porsha done been called 50-11 types of hoes. Kenya Moore got called a hoe from the 90s. Claudia Jordan got called a hoe who clitoris left her building. Shout out to Nene. Who else? Somebody called Candy a hoe. They call Marlo all types of hoes, and they can't point to one man she been with. They know she done had one, but they can't point to one. Right, Bianca, everybody done been called a hoe. So I'm trying to understand here. Shamea got called a hoe just last year, and she didn't even care. She sat up there being loud and falling all out, being all dramatic and cackling when Britt Edie called her a hoe. Matter of fact, you called Britt Edie a hoe, a lady of the night. And she turned around and told you that the people in the streets is talking about how you spread your coochie like the rainbow. And you said the rumors about me being a hoe been out since Britt Edie's cat been a kitten. Now, all of a sudden this season, you being called a hoe is just it's just so insensitive. I'm just so injured. Oh, it's hurting me so much. Well, last year when you was a hoe, it was funny. When they was calling your friend Porsha a hoe, you was cool. All the women on the show done been called some version of a hoe. So I'm trying to understand where's Shamea going with this, honey? Even say Shamea want to be a victim so bad it's annoying. Talk your trash back and keep it moving, right? Because she normally be the one talking the trash first. Then when they shoot it back out, and all of a sudden it's the end of the world. Ramona Chambers, hello, beauty. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Say it's funny how Shamea wanted to be defended when she was called a hoe, but she let Kelly call Porsha a hoe and say nothing at all. Listen, she ain't just pretty, she sharp. She on it. You right. Hey, sadly mistaken. Y'all hit the like, but yep, Kim Zolciak done been called a hoe. Hell, Kim Zolciak daughter. Remember, Porsha was like, yeah, you and your whore daughter. She was talking about your whole daughter. They even called Kim Zolciak daughter a hoe. Even her child got called a hoe. But all of a sudden, Angela called Shamea a hoe. Oh, you attacking my marriage. Well, was you attacking Britt Edie marriage when you called her lady of the night? When Kelly keep calling Porsha all kind of different types of hoes, is she attacking her as a mother or as a woman? I'm trying to understand. Because all this pocketbook clocking they got going on, I mean, at this point, I'm going to open up a whole facts agency. I'm going to just run everybody whole facts reports. If you beefing with somebody, y'all call us over here at the Royal Family. We're going to pull up their stats, and then you'll be able to know, within a certain degree, how much of a hoe the person is that you argued with. Because they doing way too much with this all of a sudden. If you say somebody a hoe, you attacking their marriage. I'm tired. Brandon Martin said you clocked it. She sure did sit back and enjoy Porsha being called a hoe. She sure did. That's all I'm saying. See, these tramps is full of it. Yeah, Carmen got called a hoe too. She sure did. Some everybody been called a hoe on this show. But now magically Shamea is so delicate. She want to play into her victim role as hard as she can. She done tucked and rolled like MacGyver. Ain't that something? So anyway, moving right along. Oh, she called me a whore. Can we just admit that she did that or whatever? Then she says, I'm going to start investigating you, Angela. And I'm like, yeah, keep it on you and Angela. Y'all, you should have never brought husbands into it because now your coochie in it and you don't want it in it. And there you go. Next thing you know, she says she going to investigate why her pants don't come all the way down to her ankles and showing pictures of the feet. And Porsha was like, hey, come on, you're getting defensive. And I'm like, Porsha, what you mean she getting defensive? They called her a hoe. She defended herself. Porsha, when they called you a hoe, you defended yourself. So why she can't defend herself, Porsha? You stay out of it. You just said you wasn't in it. Don't get there. Don't even ad lib. Don't say nothing, because you know that girl looking for an excuse to say you the reason why her life not going the way she want. Hey, Couture Bay, thank you for being 150. And yes, they have. Gretchen was called her whole first season on one of them other house franchises. Yeah, and then Karen Huger called Giselle Bryant a broken hoe from Hampton University. Yeah. Hoes everywhere. Everywhere. So anyway, and then so Shamea tells Porsha, look, she just has it out for me. And she mentioned, like, in Dallas, she was saying, I'm the one stirring the pot. So then Cynthia chimed in and was like, to be fair, it was not just Angela that felt that way. And so Shamea was like, well, that's messed up then. But Cynthia went on to explain, like, it does look a certain way. The people that's around you, when you cool, they act normal, they interact with everybody. Everything is everything. But if you got an attitude, then everybody else running around with an attitude, snapping and being nasty to people. As evidenced by Dallas at the dinner table. Shamea and Kelli didn't come. Pinky went in there with a whole attitude, ready to go to wall, being nasty to Cynthia, went toe-to-toe with Angela Oakley for no apparent reason, and ended up being told that her teeth was incestuous. So Cynthia didn't lie. And I even though I don't do Cynthia like that, Cynthia was on the money to tell her, no, don't put that just on Angela, because all of us could see something going on. And when you got an attitude, everybody in the loser alliance start acting like they got one too. Couture Bay say, like the Black Mamba said, it's housewives. And that's facts. That's facts. Catherine Bennett, thank you for being 156. Baby Bianca is reminding y'all to please hit your like button. Please don't make me beg. I will, but don't make me do it. It's still 50 people refusing to hit the like button. Yeah. And if you in here right now and you have not hit the like button and you refusing to hit the like button, but you in here soaking up all my good energy and commentary, I hope when you get up to piss at 3 a.m. that you stub your baby toe on the corner of your bed. I hope you do. I hope the next pot of rice you cook stick. Yeah, I do. I hope the next time you go to buy oxtails, it's like $20 more than it's supposed to be. Yeah. And I hope when you go to fill up your gas tank, that all of the 87 is gone out the tank. Because you got to be a trifling, useless, no good, slimy, creepy, you know what, to sit in somebody's chat and refuse to hit a like button. And I mean that from the bottom of my black little heart. I sure do. Now back to it. So anyway, they going back and forth or whatever. Cynthia told her what it was, like this what it looked like. K. Michelle, like, ain't no iron team, but it's an iron idiot. I'm not following none of these people. And Shamea can't lead me nowhere but to the mall, because that's the only place she go. Then everybody got their room assignments, and that's just what that was. No, I ain't cast no spells, honey. I ain't no witch. I ain't, no. But I spoke the desires of my heart. I spoke the desires of my heart. If you sitting up in here trying to use me and mistreat me, I hope that you tear your baby toe up on the corner of that bed. And I'm talking about, I hope you hit it so hard you can't even go back to sleep. I hope by the time you nod off, it's time for you to get up and go to work 3 minutes later. I hope the alarm go off 3 minutes after you finally nod off, after you bam your toe on the foot of that bed. That's what I hope. Anywho, so they got their rooms or whatever. Then Shamea shows a text message from George's wife, Ashley. Yeah, Ashley. So when she showed the text message, and listen, I took verbatim, I took the notes. When she showed the text message, I'm going to tell y'all my first thought. My first thought was, hold on. My first thought, y'all, was Shamea not showing what she said before that lady's comment. Because if you go back and look, you could see the conversation bubble right above what the lady said. And I'm like, why would that lady just out of the blue text you? Ain't none of y'all think that? Did that cross anybody's mind? If the lady you just had this, think about this, right? She just had this back and forth with Angela at this table. Okay? She done had the back and forth with Angela at the table. Forever showing text messages. Yeah. The lady supposedly, after y'all had all this bickering and arguing, you and Angela back and forth, you done talked about her pants leg. She done talked about you hunching George with the green beard. He done said that he gave you some money. He had to give you money when he met you and all this other stuff, right? That's what was said. Yeah, Shamea pretending to be transparent, but what she doing is trying to stage things to push her narratives. Shamea's just a patently dishonest person. That is who she is. So when I saw the text messages, and I'm like, why are you not showing the whole screen? Why you scroll up and only show what that lady said? If you just had this argument with Angela, this lady do not work for Bravo, NBC, Universal, or Truly Original. This lady is not a member of the cast. Why would this lady all of a sudden text you about Angela? Unless you messaged her, called her, spoke to somebody, told them to tell her to call you. In essence, what I'm getting at, Shamea reached out to that lady first and she told her something. This lady is saying Angela is lying based on what you told her Angela said. So I say, okay, now Shamea done got in her lying bag. I say, okay, we got dueling liars. So the first message that Shamea showed us, see, this is why I can't take that hooker serious. I don't like none of them, and this is why I keep saying that y'all gonna get with me one day, okay? The lady, Miss Ashley, said, hey, girl, call me when you get a chance. This is Ashley. I would love to clear up the lie that was told about us. So I'm sitting there like, when I first read that, and I'm writing it down verbatim, what lie was told about them. And I ran it back. I ran it back so I could hear again for myself what Angela said. Angela didn't say Ashley said this. She didn't say, you know, the couple did that. She said that that man made one statement that she was so fine he had to give her the money. She didn't give a complete sentence. She didn't give any context of what he meant by that. Shamea then gave context and said that it is a donation for her breast cancer event. So I'm like, okay. And then production shows evidence of it. So I'm like, okay, that's the context. Angela gave a statement out of context because she wanted to imply something. Y'all with me so far? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all still with me. Hey, Sanji. Okay. Now, Irisha, thank you so much for the super sticker. This is my second support of the whole day, and I appreciate you. Put a 1 in the chat if y'all with me, because we got to keep this thing straight, because we dealing with 2 lion heifers, and we can't play. Oh, man, Bianca gave me a cash app. Let me send a heart to my little sister. Hold on. That's so sweet. Hold on. This is my third support of the entire day. And so I got to send a heart. I got to. Here you go. Boom. Thank you, sissy. And thank you, Irisha. So, okay, y'all with me so far, right? Bam. So then Shamea answers back and says, yeah, because I didn't know you and I had beef, and you thought I was sleeping with your husband. So I'm sitting there like, you thought I was sleeping with your husband. Shamea, where did you get that from? Angela never said, oh, Ashley told me I think she's screwing my husband. She never said that Ashley said anything. To the contrary, Angela said, I asked her whatever I asked her, because I needed to know if she was going to be offended, because I was getting ready to say something messed up about you. Okay. Couture Bay, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Okay. So I'm sitting there like, Shamea, you putting that in text message form don't make it true. You can text the lie just like you can tell a lie. So I'm sitting there like, okay, dueling liars, they coming in hot. So then the lady said, we never thought that. Angela is lying. So at that point, red light, what you mean? Angela lying about what? Angela never said that. Something like, Angela never said that lady thought that. So what is she saying Angela is lying about? So at this point, all my alarms going off. Shamea, what did you tell this lady Angela said? Give it to me. What did you actually say that Angela said? Because this don't match the conversation that we just watched. If y'all with me, give me a 1 in the chat. I need to make sure that we on the same page. Because unfortunately, the people who ain't that quick see text messages and automatically, hey, blessed woman of God, we like, oh, Shamea got proof. So Angela lying about what? Angela implied that Shamea slept with that man based on a donation because she gave half the story. But she never said that wife said nothing. She never said that wife thought she cheated with the husband. She never said the wife said a goddamn thing. She only said the man said, I gave her some money, but he did not include context because she wanted to mislead the audience and to smear Shamea. That's what took place. Thank y'all for my ones, because I wanted to make sure we on the same page. This is why I cannot stand these lying tramps. I cannot stand them. So anyway, then Shamea said she had the nerve, and I'm looking at the manipulativeness here. Shamea exposed herself, and so she was in such a hurry to make Angela look like Angela had just told this big lie, and the lady's on her side, and we're both incensed with Angela making up lies, that she exposed herself. Then she goes, she had the nerve to deny asking you if you had any info on me and said y'all just want to be in the show. That ain't what that lady said at that table, Shamea. You flat out lied. That woman ain't said that at all. That woman ain't said that. What Angela did say was, if I want to know something about you, I can find out on my own. I don't have to question people. That's what she did say. I did hear her say that. But the fact that Shamea told that lie and then put that last little piece on the end for flavor, that was manipulation, because she was hoping the lady was going to go off and say a whole lot about Angela that she flat out just did not say. And the other thing that to me was a telltale sign was when Angela came to that door and said, what? Because remember now, Shamea had said, I should call her in front of her. And Angela said, yeah, that's right, call her. But Shamea did not want to make that call. Instead, get out my room. And Angela said, I'm not in your room. So Shamea goes and pushes the door shut. And so when Porsha and them had went over there, her and Phaedra went to see what was up. Then Porsha went over there to try to calm it down. Like, well, we just need to let this go, and it ain't going nowhere, and y'all doing the most or whatever, trying, foo-foo talk, when you shooing somebody off like, yo, y'all cut it out type stuff. And so she goes and heads and she sits down. Phaedra come in there, Phaedra sitting down. And this is after they done heard Shamea sitting over there, I'm the victim. Look what she doing to me. Woe is me. Boo-hoo-hoo, poor me. Then they went over there with Angela. Well, Angela ups the ante. Angela then calls the lady on the phone. For those of y'all who didn't watch, I'm sitting there like, well, what the hell going on here? So I could see in the text messages, Shamea done told some lies, and she exposed herself. The only people that ain't gonna see it is the people that, unfortunately, either not real good at gossiping or not real bright. And it ain't got to be both. It could be both. It could be one or the other. Some people just ain't good at gossiping. So people can, do a little razzle dazzle, smoke and mirrors, and you fall for it. I didn't. I've been gossiping and getting in people's business my whole life. You can't move nothing past me. I'm going to catch everything. So Angela calls the lady. She calls the woman. But before we get to that, then we see another text message from the wife. And then the wife lays it on out. The wife said Angela hold motive. And see, the wife is being honest, I believe, because it tracks with what I can see with my own two naked eyes. The wife said Angela hold motive is to tarnish your name because of something you said, about her, which she don't like. Because of something you said about her, which I didn't ask because it wasn't my business. I had no info for her. She lives feet from me. Sometimes my handwriting bad, y'all. She lives feet from me. She weird for even telling such a big lie. LOL, especially putting George in it. Mind you, Angela didn't tell that big old lie. So this lady is saying as much as she's saying. She only saying as much as she's saying because Shamea done put all them lies in the game to get the lady worked up and emotional so she'll talk. That's all I'm saying. All right. Brandon, to answer your question, Brandon said, are you a first, second, or third generation gossiper? Well, I'm going to tell you, I am the gossiping pioneer in my family on my mama's side. On my daddy's side, sometimes it skip a generation, but it's in the bloodline. Thank you for asking. Yeah. But at that point, you know, they done had they little back and forth. Shamea don't want to make the call. Then, right, because she was fed the bull crap. So she only said what she said, but the lady still ain't say nothing out the way. But she's like, that's weird for her to tell a lie, you know, like that. A lie that big and put my husband's name in it. Yes, I am the gossiping pioneer. Yeah, I'm a maverick. Anyway, Angela said, call him. She didn't. So when she over there with her and Phaedra and whatever, she decides she gonna call. Shamea done did her fake cry because, you know, she got to get her victim on. And Phaedra says she understands, you know, how that's not cool to be accused of sleeping with George. And then she had a flashback of when Kenya was over there accusing her of sleeping with a Mr. Chocolate that don't nobody even know who the hell it is when she was finna hit Kenya with that pocketbook. And I still say Candy was behind that mess, but that's neither here nor there while being both here and there. But, you know, I digress. And but she understood or whatever. So when they talking to her, talking to Angela, Angela calls the lady. So Angela called the lady and she was like, hey, Ashley, what's up? What exactly did Shamea tell you? So that's when we find out Shamea done lied some more. Shamea can't stop herself. So at that point, the wife says that Shamea told her that Angela said, and the lady said, Angela said, I told her that I told you that her and George was effing. That's what Shamea told the lady. So basically, Shamea called that woman and said, Ashley, or to call or texted the lady, because remember the other text bubble above the wife's comment, Shamea refused to show that. She had it cut off, cropped out, right? So she likely texted it to her. But the wife is saying that Shamea said, hey, Angela just told me that you said me and your husband screwing. That's what she told that lady. And Angela didn't say that, right? So Angela said, I never said that you told me anything. That's not what happened. We weren't talking about effing like that. And I'm like, you wasn't really talking about it, but you did ask her about it. So this is why I said Angela didn't flat out lie, but she implied a few of them. She implied, but the wife hit the nail on the head. Her goal is to be as malicious as possible, to be as vindictive as possible, to make Shamea look as horrible as possible, because she don't like what Shamea has had to say about her, about her husband, and then the comment she made to Angela's daughter. Fair play. Not nice, but that's what's going on. So she let her know that ain't what it is. That ain't what was said. And I ain't said nothing like that. I ain't told her you said not a goddamn thing. And the wife made it very clear. Miss Ashley was like, look, I ain't got no info on that girl. I don't have nothing to do with that. Like, I just want to stay mutual with both of y'all. Everything cool. Angela ended the conversation with, you know, well, my kid will be back over to play with your kid. Everything is everything. So she left it at, it was literally nothing to it. And that's where it got left. And I think that's the best place for this to be left, with nothing. So anyway, Phaedra was like, not Phaedra. So she said when she got off the phone, Porsha was like, so where did the effing come into the conversation? And so Angela said that came from me. I said I wanted to know. I thought they was effing. I said it. The wife never said that. That came from me. And so Porsha was like, oh, if you think mentioning that gonna get a reaction out of me, you ain't gonna get no reaction out of me. Y'all have to AI a reaction on my face. I'm not giving y'all nothing. I'm not going with nothing. And so of course production had to be silly, and they gonna put Angela mouth on Porsha's face saying all the crazy stuff Angela be saying. And that left off kind of lighthearted with the Porsha of it all, but it really painted a picture. Shamea, you didn't like her questioning you saying that because you knew how it made you look. Angela don't mind doing that to you because she didn't like the way you tried to make her husband look, whether he doing tiptoeing through the tulips or not. Then you made your comment to her baby, so she want to make you look as dirty as possible, and so that's what she did. But what she did not do was lie on that man's wife and claim that lady said nothing that she did not say. It simply did not happen. Shamea, you lied. And what blows me is that Shamea will lie through her very lovely face as though we did not just watch you on camera. Like, somebody who knows her, text her. Since she texting lies and texting people playing with text messages, honey, somebody text her and tell Shamea, we can see you, right? All this girl does is lie, and it's pitiful. And Angela is vindictive and mean as hell, and she gonna tell half a truth and whole lie her goddamn self. But that's neither here nor there. While you know, of course, being both. So anyway, after the commercial break, you see everybody getting ready to go to their dinner. Everybody getting ready for dinner. They putting on their furs, their plaids. Kelli in plaid and blue. It looked a mess, but she had it on. Phaedra checks in with the chef and everything, and she's hoping the ladies do not ruin the evening because she's playing something really super nice. And Porsha and Phaedra come in. They got on matching black fur. I guess they really into they freaking frack stick heavy, like 1,000% at this point. And then they leave. You know, they head into the restaurant or wherever they gonna go. And Angela's sitting with Porsha and Phaedra. And this was interesting because what I've noticed this entire trip so far, no matter when things get messy, Porsha and Phaedra get quiet and they try not to make faces. Porsha do pretty good with not making the faces, but Phaedra, her face loud as mine. I know y'all have told me my face is loud when I'm trying not to say stuff. I still, you know, my face, I don't know how to do a straight face. Phaedra don't either. So when they sitting there on the row in the car with Angela, and Angela's sitting there talking about, I'm just glad that y'all was here to hear my side of the conversation because I just want the truth to be heard. Phaedra goes, Porsha over there trying to hold her face like a statue. Phaedra couldn't hold her face straight because they both sitting there like, this is crazy. Phaedra like, hell, last year she done turned me in the deep throat from the CIA saying I'm doing stuff, I'm the Godfather, so you know, she ain't trying to go up for you because she saw what you did to her just last year. So she ain't trying to go there. Then, of course, Cynthia's over there and she's like, you know, I trust Angela or whatever, but I don't believe Shamea out here hunching the football players, basketball players, and George from the billboards. I don't think she hunching everybody. Ain't that much time in the day. I'm with Cynthia. Now I done heard rumors about Shamea. They not new. You know what I'm saying? Shamea admitted herself just last season when Britt Edie called her a hoe that these is old rumors. People been saying she was out there hoe hopping and coochie popping. So it's not new. But I'm with Cynthia. I don't believe this girl is hunching the football players, basketball players, and George from the billboard with the green beard. I don't believe she hunching everybody. I don't believe she hunching everybody. I don't. I'm gonna go out on the limb and say I don't believe it. Shamea's sitting over there in the car with her flunkies, like, and basically saying that women are supporting Angela doing this to her. Baby, you sat there and you was in support of Kelli calling Porsha all kind of hoes. What does she want? It's like she want people to attack Angela or lambast Angela like, oh, how dare you call Shamea a hoe? Apparently, on Housewives, you can call anybody a hoe because everybody been called one. Even little Tanya Sams, when she was a friend of the show, you even called her a hoe. Everybody done been called a hoe. So I don't know what she want. But I'm like, who is supporting anybody? Nobody's supporting Angela. Angela apparently doesn't need support. She gonna say what she want to say because she's mad at you for the things you've done and the things you said. And that's it. So she's being nasty. And Angela's being extremely nasty, as a matter of fact. And I'm not sure there's very much that can be done about that. I'm sorry, not sorry. So anyway, then they start talking about Angela tells them about what Shamea said to her daughter at the Maggie Madness event. And then after that, we see Shamea talking about it over there, and Pinky Cole asking her, well, were you being sarcastic when you said that to the girl? Yeah, I was. So she was unapologetic. She felt like she had every right to say something out the way to that woman's child. Now, mind you, that little girl disrespectful to her own mama. So now that little girl had got loose, cussed you out, spit on you, slapped you, whatever, you would have got what you got. Because why are you going to that girl to talk trash about her mama? You literally provoking this girl. And then when she do something, you going to play victim or try to call the police. Oh, look what Angela Child did to me. But you ain't had no business approaching that woman child talking about her mama in the first place. See, this is why I say Shamea's a piece of trash. And I'll say that loud and clear. I'll write it in cursive, calligraphy, block letters. I'll type it out in any font you want. Shamea Morton is trash. She's trash. Why are you approaching that woman's child? See, this is once again how I know Angela ain't half of what y'all say she is. Because you just said something out the way to my child. Girl, I'd embarrass you so bad. And I'd have talked about you. I'd have talked about both of your children. I would have. Because see, the minute you cross the line with any one of mine, I'm going to cross the line with all of yours. See, when you do disrespectful stuff, when it come to me, that ain't going to be no solo. That's going to be a duet. We both going to sing that tune. The minute you go disrespectful, now we got to coordinate. Now we got to harmonize. Only question to be asked is, do you want to sing soprano or alto? Which one you want, sis? Because we finna harmonize. Me and you, like Ashford and Simpson. And I mean that. She'd have said something out the way to mine. I'd have had a whole lot to say about both of yours, the sick one too. The sick one too. Me woulda. But y'all know I'm a little too honest. Yeah, if I'm being too honest, y'all let me know. Smartland, welcome. Thank you so much for the super sticker. See, Shamea's trash. Nobody ain't got to tell you don't approach nobody children. Are you stupid? Are you very stupid? Are you very stupid? Shamea need her behind beat. This is a case of somebody who ain't never been beat and drugged by the top of her scalp. Bianca say, because she wouldn't have said now about my mommy, I would have turned up about mine and mine too. You better not say Emily Brown, too Brown. I promise you better not. And the one you trying to pretend to have. Right, that one too. Original Goddess Why. You absolutely right. I'd have went there too. I'd have told her about her children, the sick one, the well one, and the ones she can't push out. All of them. All of them. Shamea is trash, and ain't nobody gonna convince me otherwise. Never. Garbage, dumpster juice is what that girl is. She's a real pretty piece of trash. Sadly mistaken say from the cradle to the grave once you start with me. Immediately. Sunshine, etc. said, and she still want Porsha daughter to have play dates. Girl, I wouldn't have my baby around her. I wouldn't, because I would end up beating Shamea's behind. I would end up beating Shamea's tail. My disclaimer: I'm from the state of Florida. Okay, I'm from the Sunshine State or the Gunshine State, whichever way you want to look at it. We don't play like that. We don't play like that. I would have wore Shamea for a shoe. I promise you. Gigi say, I'm surprised that daughter didn't pop her and she's still grieving. Right. Y'all at an event where they honoring her grandmama. The girl's still grieving. And you up here making slick comments about her mama. And she don't even know you like that. Antoinette say, did you hear Shamea tell Angela that her daughter didn't say anything back? It was nothing to say back, because if she said anything, it would have been the wrong thing. Had she said anything, it would have been the wrong thing. Couture say Shamea is obsessed with Porsha being in her truth. Right. There you go, niece. That's why I'm like, all this stuff people talking about, folks. Ain't nobody jealous of Shamea. People are annoyed and sick of Shamea. That's what folks are. Sick of Shamea. Because at some point, enough is enough. So anyway, she loud and proud. Yeah, I did it. When Pinky asked her, like, was you being sarcastic? Okay. You need your lips swole, but okay. So anyway, moving on past that, she tells her flunkies about what happened, and that's what it is. So they get to the table first before the rest of the ladies. And so she tells, basically let Pinky know that she didn't like this. She asked her about what went on between her and K. Michelle, and everybody, was already on her, and you basically chastising her, because apparently you're not allowed to ask no questions. You're not allowed to mention anything that's going on with her in the group dynamic. Don't question about any other tension or drama that's happening with her, because, she's running around offending everybody. So if the people who are already offended at her are talking to her, don't mention what I did to offend K. Michelle. So, and then she's telling K. Michelle, I'm surprised that came up. So K. Michelle then tells her to her face, hey, what you did was not cool, sitting up there telling me, about your friends not liking me and not wanting me to be your friend. And she told her girl, when I left in tears, like, because what you did, that got to me or whatever, right? So she's like, Shamea still don't know how to just be honest. So she gonna say, well, but you have to understand, when you bring them up, I'm gonna be a little defensive because those are my friends. And so K. Michelle stopped in a track and she was like, girl, you the one brought them up to me. I didn't bring them up for you to be defensive. You brought them up. Anybody who didn't watch, ask me in the chat, did Shamea say, you know what, you right, I did bring them up? Ask me. Just type in the chat, did she? Somebody, because I want to answer the question. Somebody type, did she, in the chat? Did she say, you know what, you right, I did bring them up first? Somebody ask me, because I just got that. I want to answer the question. I want to answer the question. Thank you for asking. I'm so glad y'all asked. No, she did not. No, she did not. Rather than say, you know what, you right, Kate, I did bring them up to you. I was doing that to you. No, she didn't do that. Yeah, y'all know what that hooker did? What she did do was say, well, you know what, I apologize, and I will never do that again. Apologize for what? Can you not state what you did that was wrong? Can you not state that that's what you're doing? And this is, I'm going to tell you, after this little weird conversation and how sideways it was, and y'all with that, oh, it's okay, but it's not okay. Because we sitting up there, hey, Ian Watson, hey, whatever you say, that while they sitting up there pretending to kumbaya and move past it, you got K. Michelle in the confessional keeping it all the way funky. K. Michelle was like, first of all, Shamea has been my friend, but one thing she gonna do is remind me how much it costs her to be my friend. She gonna remind me how much, her friends don't want her to be my friend, and don't act like you doing me no favor to be my friend. I say, whoa, but that ain't the energy y'all had at the table. And that's why I said alliance. Y'all will do each other dirty, lie on each other, lie to each other, lie on the person to their face and everything else. And y'all have agreed to move past all of that just so y'all can have a united front to attack the other ladies in the group. At the end of the day, the loser alliance is the break in the group. The loser alliance are the ones who have split the group down the middle, and they have decided that it's a us against them situation. That's what's going on. That is what the hell is going on. Simple. Anyway, rest of the ladies show up or whatever. Phaedra announces the chef's plans to do like this whole tour of Scotland menu to let them get a taste of different cuisines, I guess, that represent different regions or parts, or whatever goes on in Scotland, because I don't know. I ain't Scottish. Ain't never been. Don't care to try any of their foods, and have no intention on going over there either. But something interesting, and I feel like that's great. If you're there, the least you can do is experience those people's culture. So that's what the chef had in mind. So of course you got Pinky and Kelly being ignorant. You got Pinky was like, oh, show me the MLK Boulevard. And so I'm sitting there like, is that necessary? And what does MLK have to do with you anyway? Ain't you Caribbean? And then, of course, you got Kelly talking about are there chitlins? Kelly, you can't even clean nor cook chitlins, and I'll put money on that. You over there barely frying pieces of chicken and putting it with waffle mix. So they were just being ignorant. Phaedra, didn't feed into it. And she was like, basically, I guess if your diet is processed vegan burgers and fried chicken and waffles, then you can't expect much from their palate. All I got from that is that Phaedra called them ghetto. Real heavy on the ghetto. So Porsha was like, hey, what did we miss with you guys? How did everything go? Pinky, did you get it done? I guess it was Pinky's job to get Kay and Shamea to talk and kumbaya and everything to be great. So they can have a great trip. So she's like, Pinky, did you do your job? And she was like, yep, I did my thing. I did what needed to be done. And she reminded Porsha that whatever agreement they have for her to get some kumbaya going, you ain't done it yet. Okay. Yeah, you could tell that I don't know. I think Kay likes Pinky, but I don't think Shamea dig Pinky that hot. Gigi says Kelli looked like a Smurf. Oh, DS, come get Gigi. She need to go to the reflection corner. You just call that woman a little Smurf. Bad enough Angela called Pinky Papa Smurf. Now you done call that woman a little Smurf. DS, come get Gigi. Cal with you. That's a 19-second violation. So, we got past that or whatever. And she said she ain't had time. So I guess she's still agreeing to do whatever kumbaya that she agreed to do. Right? Don't know what it's about. We didn't get it. They weren't even clear. They really weren't clear. So anyway, Kay chimes in. It's like, hey, the conversation went great. They got a strong friendship. Everything is wonderful. Kelli thanks Phaedra for, supporting her and helping her with a whole, you know what? I ain't never sent you over there to the reflection corner, but this is a 22.5 second violation. DS, come and get our beautiful niece. Come get gorgeous. Come get gorgeous. Come get Couture Bay and help her over there to the corner. And you go with her. You calling that girl a miniature Smurf, but Smurf is already miniature, and you calling her. Go with her. You and Couture Bay, y'all hold hands, and then sing the Smurf theme song while y'all skip to the corner. La 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 la. Yeah, skip all the way in there. Both of you together. 22.5 seconds. Yep. Let's get it. So after all that, the strong friendship, all that stuff is great. Thank Phaedra for helping me with all this stuff and with the filming with the kids. Somebody asked Porsha how her and Sway was doing, and she said that they, everything is everything. They asked us, do she see herself settling down with a woman? And she said, I always thought about settling down with a man. Basically saying it could happen. Right now I'm independent. I'm paying my own bills. She boosted to the bull crap now. INDEPENDENT. So she paying her own stuff and all of that. And so then they got into this conversation. I don't know why Cynthia Bailey did this. It's giving production told Cynthia to go and ask lesbian questions of everybody on the cast. Hey, Cheryl, girl, thank you for being 190. So that's what they did. Ask the lesbian question. That's what Cynthia did. Went down like she taking roll. And I'm like, is this some kind of weird humiliation ritual? Is this one of those things like you got to do this to be in the club? Like, what are y'all doing? It was weird, but they went. So then Pinky tells them she was in a relationship for 3 years with a woman. And they asked why they didn't get married or whatever. And, I need something long and strong, but you didn't leave for something long and strong. Y'all broke up for whatever reason, and then you ended up with a man. Phaedra lets us know in the confessional, she always know that Pinky was gay. And that she was surprised when she heard that Pinky married a man, because Pinky had always been going with the women's, which that explains a lot about her, chemistry or lack thereof with her husband, because it do look a little strange. And maybe it's because y'all more homeboys than lovers and friends. I don't know what y'all got going on. Ain't none of my business. Couture Bay says Cynthia asking Lady Pond questions will forever be funny. Very, because how? She does give that sort of energy, honey. She definitely does. So they got to that, and Drew went to line because they asked Drew, oh yeah, I only did it for my husband. I was not interested in women for myself. And I'm sitting there like, Drew, we saw the pictures of Ty licking on your neck like an oxtail bone. Please don't sit up here and tell us about you wouldn't mess with no woman for yourself. You wasn't interested in no woman by yourself. You only did that for Ralph, because Ralph wasn't going with Ty with you. You was going with Ty by yourself. That picture that we seen of that woman licking on you, Ralph wasn't there. With that picture that woman took of you and her in the car, and you laid all the way back in the seat of the car, Drew, Ralph wasn't in that car. When the girl Ty was on Basketball Wives with the girl with the snatched up face, what's that girl name? Y'all tell me in the chat. All that there. And the girl was arguing with Ty about being on the phone with you for hundreds and hundreds of hours. Ralph wasn't on the phone with you. Right. Ralph told us about you, sister. And then they gonna play Maine. That's the girl named Maine. Ty was going with the girl Maine. Yeah, that's her name. Thank you. Listen, J. Rochelle, I seen Porsha face when she told that lie. I seen Porsha face when Shamea lied too. So anyway, I'm just sitting there like between. That's why I said Drew, Shamea, and Angela Oakley are the same person. They the same people. I'm never changing my mind. So we get past Drew's lies. Cynthia was like, "Well, I kissed the girl one time," and she was talking about Porsha, and she was like, and Porsha was like, she put her tongue. She was aggressive. And so Cynthia was like, yeah, the girl thing, that ain't for me. That ain't my style. Right. So they asked K. Michelle, and K. Michelle said she was in a whole relationship with a woman, and her hairdresser took her woman. And I said, okay. So she said after that, she went on back to going with men because she done had men took from her. Now she done had a woman took from her by her hairdresser. Now you ain't got the woman or the hairdresser. Now you need a new hairdresser and somebody else new to date. Okay. That's all I'm saying. So then you get to Kelli, and Kelli said she had did some nasty stuff on account of her husband, and said that the only reason she did it was for him, and let out that, she was too jealous for that, and it messed with her head, and it made her feel a way about herself. And they asked her, did that have something to do or play a part in, how y'all ended up split? And she kind of got into that a little bit later on. She said basically she was drinking too much, and say she can't be drinking on these trips because she shares stuff that she ought not to be sharing. And so, I take that. She might have been drinking. So then Angela and Phaedra say they ain't never went with no women, and I believe them. And then you get Shamea gonna say, yeah, never, because Phaedra said never, Angela say never, and Shamea talking about never. Baby, Porsha caught her face. She caught it quick, but I saw it. Porsha thought we didn't see her face. I saw Porsha's face. When Shamea said never, Porsha said, and then she snatched them eyes back down and went to eating her food. She tucked her head like this here and went back to eating. But I saw Porsha's face. She couldn't stop it. It went too quick. It happened too fast. See, as soon as Shamea told that lie, Porsha didn't have no warning that Shamea was going to lie. She wasn't ready. So when Shamea shot that lie out there and she said never, her face went, and then she pulled it back. But I'm sitting there like, Porsha, I seen you. I seen you. Don't act like you that interested in that food. We saw you. We saw you. You seen that Antoinette? Adrian Marie, y'all seen her, right? So she said, well, I did kiss a girl one time. Porsha didn't pick her face up from that food no more. She ain't pick it up from the food no more. I say, boy, it's getting deep out here. It's getting deep out here. I say, yeah, Porsha, you trying to control your face, but your face about to get loose from you, girl. Your face almost got away from you. I seen it. I seen it. Y'all seen it too. So then, after Shamea told her lie, and Porsha went back to digging in her food, she went to talking about something. Yeah, I kissed a girl one time, and I'd be watching lesbian porn. And I'm like, that's so disgusting. Why are you talking about this at food? Like, am I too Baptist for this conversation? Is that what's going on? Is it the missionary Baptist in me that's got me uncomfortable? Y'all could tell me. I ain't gonna be offended. I ain't like Angela. I ain't gonna be offended. But I felt like, it was a lot for me. So they talking about that. K. Michelle telling them what site to go to watch the nasty movies. Then Drew tried to make a mess, bothering Shamea, talking about some. Well, was it Candy? And then gonna say to not Shamea, to Porsha, well, didn't you say she kissed Candy? And Porsha was like, girl, you just ruined the mood. I say, this new version of the Black Mamba is a lot more palatable because she just shut it down, like you ruining the mood. And in that moment, Drew shut up really quick. And what I believe happened in that moment was that Drew could feel the good wig coming off her head. She could feel all them good wigs being repossessed again, because Porsha repossessed them wigs the last time they fell out. She did. Porsha repossessed them wigs. And we know, because Drew was all on the Breakfast Club with a wig that looked like something from Spirit Halloween. You know what I mean? I think Drew could feel the air touch her scalp. She could feel the wig being snatched. She could feel that wig glue coming loose like Velcro from her forehead. She felt it. Because when Porsha said, you just ruined the mood, Drew got quiet. Drew got quiet as a hoe at a revival meeting. She ain't said another nothing. She could feel it. She could feel the air on her neck. You know, when the wig get lifted off, I imagine you could feel all that fresh air on your neck. And she could feel it coming. Drew shut the hell up. Drew shut the hell up. She ain't said nothing else. Because she know you go monkeying around with Porsha, Porsha gonna repo all your wigs. She gonna take all your wigs. And see, it'll just be Drew bad luck that Porsha, the one that paid for her braids to get braided down, she Porsha be done sent somebody over there to pick her plaits loose. See, Drew don't want no trouble. Drew don't want to go through that no more. She know what happened last time. She know what happened last time. Yep. That top lip touched that bottom lip quickly. I didn't know Drew could shut up that quick. Porsha got Drew on the hook. Yeah, because she got them wigs on a leash. Porsha got LoJack on them wigs. Drew will be somewhere talking trash about Porsha. Porsha probably got a listening device up under the lace. Drew will be somewhere talking trash about Porsha, and them people will show up with a tow truck. It'll be a whole tow truck. There'll be Bernice from that show. Yeah, witness protection wigs. Yeah, she gonna be back looking like she about to do the Set It Off sequel. I'm telling you, she better, hey, I'm sitting there like, hey, Drew. You know what happened last time. You know what, we all saw what happened last time. Drew sat up there on the Breakfast Club, wiggling her neck twirling. That wig ain't moved an inch. That wig was solid as the Rock of Gibraltar. I say, man, look. You better not say nothing else, Drew. You better watch it. Yep. Drew's remembering them MD 2020. You mean them Wild Turkey wigs, them Night Train and Thunderbird wigs. Them wigs, go to the juke joint. Them wigs buy half pints of moonshine, what Drew had on. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, Drew shut up. Drew shut the hell up, and that scene ended quickly. So, anyway, Pinky gonna talk about, she enjoyed the ride with Angela and Drew, and she feel like it's just a gap in communication between Angela and Shamea and all that there. Hey, Creepy. Yep. Them Tyler Perry wigs, them Nollywood wigs. Like she finna be in the next movie with Kanayo. Sacrifice. But anyway, so at that point, we see the flashback from the car where Angela tells Pinky, like, Shamea be cool or whatever, but the problem is you be thinking you all right with Shamea, and then you see the knife coming for your back. I say, Porsha learned about that knife. So then Pink was like, Angela, but you good now, right? Angela was like, yeah, but I'm cool or whatever. But Shamea, you approached my daughter, right? So she went straight to it. She didn't even hold back. Angela went straight to it. And so Shamea was trying to figure out how to lie, how to make it right, how to make it wrong, whatever. She was like, well, I didn't really approach her, but I met her. She say, but you said some stuff to my child that you ain't had no business saying. And she was like, well, I did. She say, well, that's offensive. She let her know that's offensive. She let her know you done overstepped the boundary. And don't include my daughter in your mess. And so Shamea was like, well, I thought it was appropriate because I feel like you are a mean girl. It don't matter what you think about her. You ain't had no business approaching that woman's daughter. None whatsoever. Because everybody would have cried blood if Angela would have went to dragging you, your stale eggs, and your children. And your husband. Because she did drag a little bit when she called Mr. Gerald the king, the Prince of Zamunda. I say, not a Prince of Zamunda, baby. I say, okay. She's your queen to be. I say, okay, Angela. Fair play. At this point, she done talked about your husband. She done approached your child. Gloves off. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I don't like Angela Oakley at all, especially after the Junebug and Godfather debacle of last year. But whatever she say to Shamea at this point, I'm with it. I'm with you. Now, don't tell no lies. If I catch a line, I'm going to call it out. But any insult she give, I'm with it. I'm with it. Because you done talked about the lady husband, you done approached her child, talking about the mama trying to provoke the woman's child. Like, Shamea's a piece of trash. So anything, any insult Angela throw at her, the children, the husband, the mammy, anybody, you listen, I'm allowing all of it. I'll allow it because Shamea done overstep and talking about she felt like it's appropriate. Peanut say, yeah, if she get in on them kids, Shamea act like she gonna die. Yeah, she is. Yes, she is. Gigi say Shamea rubbed me the wrong way messing with kids. Hello. Because I don't care how much I dislike you. I'm never saying nothing to your children. And I'm not going to say nothing about your children. Now, if you decide to, skip the dip your behind, cross the line and say anything about anything that came out my belly, oh, baby, I'm coming for everything. I'm just going to tell you that now. Now, I'm not going to drag Shamea or her children because she ain't said nothing about none of my youngins. You understand? None of them. But I'm going to tell you like this, and this is for anybody who cares to hear the truth. You bother my children, I'm coming for all yours. Ain't nobody off limits at that point. Nobody. So at that point, whatever that woman say about Shamea, about her being a hoe, about her children, I don't care if she talk about Shamea's root working mama. I don't care about none of that. You ain't had no business saying about it bothering that woman child. So I call her unfit mother who hates going home. Girl, that's the Sunday school version of what I gave her. The Sunday school version. Yeah, she's a whole black woman. She know better than that. She does what she does, not because she doesn't know better. She does it because Shamea is uncouth. She's crass. She has no class, no decorum, no morality, no integrity of any kind. She is a really pretty piece of trash. Gigi say, didn't Shamea get condoms? Oh, yeah, she did put condoms in Kelly's daughter's moving away thing. Yeah, she's real trashy, really trashy. But she want us to believe that she's the Disney princess and Porsha was trying to corrupt her. Antoinette says Shamea was unapologetic and missed so many opportunities to redeem herself. She always does. Veronica say, I would have cut Shamea from Amazing Grace to Floating Opportunity. You ain't wrong. She do seem miserable. And I don't know why I keep saying you got the life. You got a man that loves you. You got a beautiful home. He's wealthy. He treats you nice. Your children are lovely. Your mama's still living. Your dad is still living. Your grandparents are still living. Like, what's wrong with you? I don't understand what Shamea's problem is. You literally, on paper, baby, you got everything. What else do you want? What else in the hell do you want? Because I had better not ever come to the conclusion that Shamea is doing all this stupidity just because she want to be famous or popular. Like, at this point, we know your name. A lot of people know your name. They just don't like you. This had better not be about popularity because you too old to be worrying about being popular. That's all I'm saying. Anywho, so they going back and forth about that. They mentioned the text messages, and so Pinky gonna read the text, and so they joking and like, oh yeah, Pinky, read it in your Baltimore accent. And so Porsha chimes in because she joking too. Apparently it's her trip, but Kelly don't feel like Porsha got a right to joke, play around or nothing. You just sit quiet. Don't you say nothing. Because Porsha was like, I heard that lady talk. She kind of country, use a country voice. That type of thing. Shamea's dismissing and ungrateful. Yeah, very ungrateful for her life. Never satisfied. She's a miserable old something. It's for fame, but you got fame, but I think there's a difference in fame and infamy, and she riding that line. Gigi say Shamea's rum business. I never heard nothing else about it, and you probably not. But listen, so Pinky read the text out, and Angela was like, "Yeah, while you was over here with your text, I called her, and so Shamea had a little look on her face or whatever, and then." At that point, when they started arguing and going back and forth, I noticed Porsha and Phaedra both went to looking down at their food and eating. Them two disengaged, disconnected, unplugged, snatched the cord out the wall and put their face down in their food and went to eat. And I say, what am I watching? What's going on here? What's happening? But whatever. And while they bickering, they going back and forth. Shamea then come with the little joker. It ain't the big joker, but definitely the spade players. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You got the joker, then you got the guarantee joker. She didn't have a guarantee, but she did have a little joker on Angela because she was like, "You created a whole lie against Phaedra last year, and now you creating a lie on me." And I'm like, that's why I say it's a small joker, because you was able to get Phaedra licked back for her, and in a way put Phaedra in a spot where she kind of got to stay out of it. She ain't gonna take your side out, openly, because she down with Porsha, but she definitely can't take Angela's side on nothing. Not that she wanted to anyway, because you telling the truth. She did make up a whole narrative and a lie against Phaedra last year and never honestly, earnestly apologized for it or came clean about what she did or why she did it and got away with it. Because a lot of her fans want to gloss past that, like she didn't lie on that lady, and like she didn't send two big men to the restaurant to intimidate that dude, to make him tell the lie. Like we didn't hear the recording of her telling him to fabricate evidence to support the lie that she wanted him to tell on Phaedra, the whole thing. But that's neither here nor there. We left that at the June bug. So I was like, oh, she went there. But at the same time, it's not the same thing, because we're not watching Angela fabricate evidence and lies on Shamea. We're watching Angela go on a smear campaign and bring up every rumor, every dirty thing she ever heard, magnifying it, tell half truths to mudslang on you. Now, Angela mudslinging on Shamea is not the same thing as fabricating a lie out of thin air on Phaedra. That's the false equivalent. But that just goes to show about Shamea's willingness to be deceptive. That's why I said this whole episode was a lie off between Angela and Shamea. So she put that out there. She hit the table pretty good. So Kelli over there in the confessional, like, oh, y'all doing the master's dirty work. And so I'm like, I know you ain't calling Porsha the master. Between Kelli and Shamea, they can't keep Porsha name out their mouth. Porsha ain't in none of this. Y'all going back and forth. Angela called you a hoe because you tried to call her husband a hoe. Angela continues to call you every type of hoe she can come up with, because not only did you call her husband a hoe, you then approached her child. I say, well. But Kelly's still trying to find a way to make it Porsha. And I'm just like, I don't see it. So then Porsha kind of piped up like, hey, y'all need to chill out, because these people is going to kick us out. They're going to kick us out. And we would like to stay and enjoy this meal that we done spent all this money on. And, y'all going to talk about stuff. We got to talk about stuff, but then y'all got to be, willing to move on, because you can't just keep doing this over and over. These people going to put us out of here. So at that point, Phaedra was like, and I'm noticing, I'm like, okay, Dave stepped back in to try to regain control of the room, because the room done got out of control, right? So Phaedra was like, look, can we just agree that children are off limits? And I was with that. So then you get Pinky jumping in talking about, and marriages. Phaedra said, no, marriages is fair game. That's part of it. People gonna talk about your marriage. They're gonna talk about, all the husband stuff. They gonna talk about if you cheating, if he cheating, who broke, your man ain't got no money. Marriages ain't gonna never be off limits, but children's supposed to be, unless somebody crossed the line first. And so Phaedra said, yeah, we just gonna keep it at kids is off limits. Keep people children name out your mouth. And so after that, later on, you see the girls that everybody done had a bath and washed their tail, and they done all met up in the room, everybody hanging out, sent up in there in all the plaids she could find. And they all, chilling. It looked like the normal girls. Nobody from the Loser Alliance had shown up yet. When they, I think Drew, the one, brought out the blog saying that Kelly's husband is suing Bravo for $200 million. Cynthia's like, child, he ain't finna see no $200 million. That ain't even finna happen. But they was talking about it, and then Kelli came in, and I feel like Kelli came in to probably try to spy to see what she could collect to take back to Shamea K. Michelle and to Stanky Cole. But the problem was, when Kelli came in, they brought it straight to her. I think it was sent. Don't make me get it wrong, because I didn't write down who said it. but was like, girl, we just seen the blogs where your ex-husband is suing Bravo $200 million. Are you okay? So then she break down and she ready to start crying, and I'm just tired, and I just be fighting so much, and you just fighting for this and fighting. I don't have nothing left, and I'm just. But girl, if you going through all that, why was you over here trying to pick fights with Porsha for no reason, calling this lady all these names, and then now you done added to your stress because Porsha still is adamant that you was hunching that married preacher. Yeah. You added to your stress. So then while she crying and going on, Porsha playing at her like, well, I mean, you could keep fighting me. And so she's like, I don't want to fight you. So then they had this whole, I don't want to fight you either. And Kelli like, I don't want to be meeting up with you on negative stuff. And so then they had the little sister moment, and Kelli was like, I said things to you that was hurtful, and I'm sorry. And so then she in the confessional like, well, what'd she say? Talking about hurt people. So is that your excuse for what you was doing with that lady? Because Porsha, we ain't seen Porsha do nothing to you, but we have seen you repeatedly go after the black mamba, as though the black mamba is not a whole poisonous, venomous snake that will bite you. So then when the snake done bit you, then you went to crying and hollering. But that's neither here nor there. So they just crying and woo-wooing, and we here for you, and she love you, and I love you, and Cynthia love you, and the Lord love you, and Jesus love you, and Jesus love all the children of the world. And they had this little moment. Then here comes Drew Sidora, fake crying because she want to go and insert herself in it too. Like me, see, I'm looking at y'all and I'm seeing my future, and it's gonna be me, and I don't know what I'm gonna do, and da 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 da. And so then they woo-wooing her while she fake crying, and everybody just fake crying. And then Porsha empathizing. Why I can't say empathy? Empathizing with them about the house thing, and I know what that's like, and you know that's how I'm holding on to the property and all that because that's your home, and I know what that's, you know, how much that means, and how much you got to pray to be delivered from property because your home is where your family is, not the house itself, and all that. And Phaedra shared some scriptures and all that stuff, and being encouraging, and it was a nice little kumbaya sister moment, and they ended it that way. And I said, that's nice, but it ain't gonna last. I knew that before I even saw the thing for the next episode, because the next episode I see Shamea trying to talk about the mamas, and you posted about my mama online. Sure did, because you talked about her mama on the screen. I say, boy. Shamea just could not leave it alone. She just had to have something with Porsha. She couldn't make it. So apparently next episode, we going to get to see who actually started it. Because Porsha said after whatever happened in Scotland, because, you know, we heard about it, but we don't know what went down. But after what happened in Scotland, we saw when Porsha was talking to Carlos King, she said that whatever Shamea did, said, or whatever in that conversation was enough to let her know, just let her have it. Whatever she want to have, just let her have it, because that was too nasty for her. But then we saw when Shamea sat down with Carlos King, she said, oh, well, I'm not the one brought it up. Porsha the one brought it up. Carlos King didn't believe that. He circled back around and asked the question the second time, and Shamea refrained from actually answering it the second time Carlos asked that question. So I'm sitting there like, Carlos, you know something, don't you? I'm just paying attention to the lay of the land because it was so obvious, right? We're going to see come next week whether Shamea lied, whether she actually did bring it up and she just didn't tell the truth, whether Porsha brought it up, whether somebody else brought it up, and we're going to see exactly how far this conversation go. Now, what I want to know is Porsha going to call her on it when she's like, oh, you posted about my mama, but you didn't tell what your mama did and this and that or whatever. So my thing is, it's giving you about to try to slander Diane on national TV, which is what you tried to do when you sat down with Cynthia in the first place. You was trying to do what you, Angela Oakley, and Drew Sidora do. Make implications, allow the audience to draw an inference, and you was counting on the audience to attack Porsha's mama. That's what you did, and that was nasty as hell. That's why Porsha posted and said wrong road and let you know that it'll be up and stuck by Diane, and I'm not mad because that's that girl mama, right? So now you got her on here on the coming attraction saying you posted about my mama, ain't tell what your mama did. Girl, she posted about your mama because you mentioned her mama, and you ain't had no business doing that. So what I want to know is when Shamea try to pull this stunt, telling half a story, half a truth, and a whole lie, I want to see is Porsha and the rest of them going to be like, no. And I want to know if Cynthia 50 Cent cheekbones Bailey gonna be like, well, Shamea, you did mention that girl mama first on the episode before she posted on social media, because Cynthia was indeed the person that Shamea was sitting down talking to on screen when she mentioned Porsha's mama. Put a 6 in the chat if y'all remember that. So now we got to see if Cynthia gonna come on with it or not. Something tells me that Cynthia is gonna stand up in the paint, because even the way that Shamea talking trash about Cynthia in a confessional, and she was like, and she told her like, the group is fractured, and I feel like, you know, you got the power to kind of heal the rift between the group, because the rift is about you. It ain't about nobody else. So she was like, oh, you really think I can do that? Well, thank you. And so then she in the confessional talking about but ain't that your role to kind of, wouldn't that be more your role, since you a friend and you flip-flopping between the two? And it's like, girl, up until this point, Cynthia been real cool with all y'all. What you doing that for? But you got to remember, the confessionals are filmed after the fact. So it's given before the end of this season. Cynthia had apparently said or done something that set Shamea off so bad that she felt the need to call her flip-flopping, this, that, and whatever. We gonna see. Hey, Camille, fun. I see them 6s. Okay. So now, that's what I'm interested to see. Is Porsha gonna just call her on it like, girl, I said what I said because you mentioned my mama talking to Cynthia in that scene. And I want to know if Cynthia gonna be like, Shamea, you did talk to me about Porsha's mama in that scene. And when Porsha saw the episode, she then made a statement about what happened between the mamas, because you implied that her mother had done something to your mama. Because that's what happened. I just want to know if Cynthia gonna come with it. Now, I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. This episode right here was a 9 for me. I'm gonna give them a 9. On a 1 to 10, what y'all grading tonight episode? Last week was very much a filler. It was very difficult to watch. It was very, bothersome. This episode, not so much. I had to work harder for the notes this episode, because there was a lot more dialogue, a lot more being said. We got to dissect text messages, narratives, lies, and everything in between. Oh, them firecrackers. Okay. But at the same time, I didn't mind doing the extra work, because they gave me an episode this time. They did. I want to see what y'all got. Veronica says 9.5. Sunshine, etc. gave him a 9. Gigi, 9. Adrian Marie, 9. Yeah, we in the 9s tonight. I want to see, what y'all think, because to me, this was an episode. Next week, I don't want to be let down. I fear that they may have pulled a bait and switch, and we may get like a whole lot of filler, and then only that one scene. But I hope it's not a bait and switch. I hope it's all throttle, pedal to the metal, pedal to the floor from here. 9 from M. Watson. Blessed Woman of God gave him an 8. Believes in JB said sound like a 9 to her. Antoinette hit him with a 9. Belicious 9.5. So the general consensus is these women gave us a show tonight. The general consensus is that these women gave us a show tonight. And I ain't mad. I'm going to tell you the truth. I ain't mad at all. Nope. Gigi say next week is going down. Somebody check real quick and let me know how many episodes we got left on this. And one of y'all inbox me about Angela's lawsuit. D. Lauren Brown said it's a 9 for her too. Okay. How many episodes we got left is what I want to know. Bubblegum in a dish. What we got left? Because I'm hoping that we're almost done. We got 3 left, 3 episodes. Bad. Belicious say we had a great season so far. Kept us in deep conversation since the premiere. I agree. People complain, but I think a lot of the people was complaining because apparently they forgot how horrible the last couple of seasons have been. They had to have forgotten. Had to. Until the 12th of July. Okay. Thank you, boo. Listen. One thing I'm going to say, they gave us a show tonight. I'm waiting to see what goes down next week with Porsha and Shamea and potentially Cynthia Bailey, because I need to know what Cheekbone's going to say. And I want to know how Shamea ends up in the car crying. I need somebody to explain that to me. You've been raised in hell. You have literally been the devil and the pitchfork. What are you crying for? I need to understand. Kelli was the only one hush mouth because she all over the blogs. Very true. Very true. Hold on. Andre says, I rate this Housewives of Atlanta season 17, 13 to 8.2. I'm with you. It looks like we all kind of in the same neighborhood with the rating. 3 episodes left. Yeah, Shamea's quick to start crying. Anytime she need to be a victim, baby, she can turn the water on and off. Yes, she can. Probably after her fight with Porsha, she is torn up over this breakup. I don't understand why. Y'all were not a couple. And let you tell it, y'all wasn't even friends like that. She was more friends with your sister Glenda. Let you tell it. FOMO. Now she cried more than Shiloh. It's 3. Yep, I figured out it was torn up. So I'm gonna do this because I don't do this often anymore because it just be taking so long. But does anybody want the StreamYard? Because if you got an opinion and you want to get your opinion off, I open it up tonight. I'll give y'all a few minutes if you really want to get something off your chest. Now that we done reviewed everything, let me know. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Speak now or forever hold your peace. Because I'm cool if y'all want to get, I know sometimes you have opinions. Sally Mistaken says she got the crying on cue from Candy. Yeah, Candy will cry in a minute. Candy will give us that Billy Goat cry. Adrian Marie says Shamea is committed to being a victim this season. Oh, yes. Last season, she tried to be a subtle victim, and it didn't work because Drew Sidora had beat her to the victimhood. This time, she is being aggressively a victim. She's going to see if that works. Belicious say, what about the lesbian relationship? I want to see what happens with that on the reunion after Porsha said happy pride. I'm very interested. Very interested. So look, it looks like we have hit the wall for this evening, for this episode, and we're gonna call it what it is. So listen, I want to say before we get up out of here, a special thank you to my boo, Bianca the Beautiful, our head moderator, head archangel in the chat, to Brandon Martin, to Arisha Sims, to Couture Bay, to Smartland. Thank y'all for supporting the stream. And y'all do know what time it is. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, I need you to hit your notification bell. Make sure you click all so you will know every single time we go live on this good channel. Make sure that you are in Discord, okay? Please make sure you're in Discord because they know when I'm going live before anybody else. So that is always super, super important. Also, subscribe if you've not subscribed because we're happy to have you here. Please come back. Don't let this be your last time. If it's your first time, welcome. You like it here and we love having you. If you want to join channel membership, there's a join button beneath the video and a membership link in the description box. Now, also in that description box, we have the link for my book, Little Girl, Big World. It is a survival guide for girls leaving home for the first time. Make sure every little girl has a copy. If you cannot afford a copy, if you reach out to me in Discord, I will see to it that you get one free of charge. I can't do a lot, but I do what I can. Now, also in that description box, we have the link for our Amazon storefront, for our merchandise store, so you can get your crown gear and represent the royal family, and the link for my Amazon wish list in case y'all want to bless a girl with some more notebooks to keep our gossip straight, pens, snacks, and any other little knickknacks and goodies. I'm appreciative for any and all support, every positive word, every prayer, every good thought. I appreciate you. So listen, folks, Enjoy your evening. Good night. Say your prayers. Sweet dreams. Okay? And when you get up tomorrow, remember to be positive and productive. Encourage the people around you and save some energy, please, to encourage yourself. And remember, in case no one else says it to you, God loves you. I love you. And there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Talk to y'all again as the gossip permits. Bye.